and welcome to Marketing and Margaritas. Today is one of our soundbite shorty episodes where we like to share any FAQs we've got, little tidbits, thinky pieces that we just wanted to chat about. What are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about how to get more reach on socials. It's a really common question that we get asked, especially when we're doing training, about I just want to get more people seeing my content. I want to get my content out there first.
More eyeballs on posts.
Yeah, how do I get more reach for my posts, basically?
Yeah. So we've got some really simple steps. They seem simple. It's just a matter of putting them into practice, I guess.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like obviously, there's the big ones like creating quality content and all that sort of stuff, but I thought, let's give some quick wins today.
Yes.
Everybody loves a quick win.
Oh, God, can't go wrong. Okay. So the first of our simple steps is tagging when appropriate. So don't be desperate and don't be irrelevant.
Yeah, so I think some people can take this a little bit out of context where they will write just a post and then they'll just underneath like tag a list of people just because they want to get extra reach from them. And I don't really think that's a good way of doing things.
It's not that it's not going to increase your reach, because by tagging someone in something, you are tapping. You're potentially tapping into their audience, but it does look cheesy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when we do anything, it's about staying on brand. So what are your brand values? Presumably there's something there around like, integrity, quality, etc. So, if you're going to tag someone, then make it be for the right reasons, basically.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's a lot of power in that.
Super.
And along that tagging one as well is having people in your photos.
Yeah.
So when you have someone in your photos, like, yes, you can then potentially tag them if they're okay with it. But even then, if you don't tag them, just having actual familiar faces in photos makes us engage more with the content. So, if we post a photo of some work that we did, we might get, a bunch of people or whatever. If we posted a photo of you and I holding up some brochures that we got recently or whatever, that's just going to get more eyeballs in general. Like, more people will engage with it. The content will live for longer. It'll get into more people's news feeds, et cetera, et cetera.
100%. And if you don't naturally have people, or it's not natural for you to just take photos of people with your service or your product, a good way to get around that is behind the scenes footage.
Yes, that's our next one. Absolutely.
Yes.
So behind the scenes is, we forget so much about the fact that what we do, because we do it day in, day out, we just think like, oh, it's so normal and boring and everyone knows it. P.S. No one knows it. You know what I mean? Like, you think of, no offense to like land surveyors, but like take what you might think is not maybe the most exciting, changing profession in the world.
Struggling to think what I know about land surveyors.
But like, some of the cool stuff that they're doing with tech and drones and stuff, and, how they're pulling it together and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's some really awesome stuff happening in that space.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, which you wouldn't know about if you're not in that area or whatever. I was talking to a land surveyor the other day. It was really interesting.
I was wondering how that was top of mind.
And so, I just think, behind the scenes stuff is just because I see stuff all the time from like this local cafe where it's them like making something, cooking something, prepping stuff or whatever. To them, like to a chef, prepping vegetables is probably the most mundane, boring, you do it every 5 seconds thing. To me, I'm like, oh, I didn't know they do it that way. Oh, that looks really cool. Ooh, food lined up.
Yeah. Or there's like little tips you'll pick up for yourself on how to do it, or you feel involved in the story.
Yeah, it's just interesting. It's just unexpected because it's not my world.
Yeah.
It's just something different.
And you don't have to have people's face in. You can have their back or their hands or whatever is, if you've got shy staff.
Yeah, 100%. People like seeing behind the scenes. They like peeking behind the curtain to see how everything actually happens.
Don't do it with every post, though.
Why was that? I feel like there's a warning in there somewhere.
No, I just feel like that would be too much. You gotta keep the balance.
So I also recommend using new content features. So whenever one of the social media platforms brings out something new, they're going to favor you positively if you use it.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though there's been a couple of updates and everything that is still coming out, like for example on Instagram, they're still really pushing reels, even though they've been out for a while. That there's still, you can see them like, getting top billing and more and more present in our newsfeed and all that sort of thing. So if you do use the new content features that come across, then you're going to get rewarded for that by them, rating you higher in the algorithm than if you were just doing other types of content.
Okay, good tip.
So that's a really quick and easy one to do.
Another one to check is timing. So think about when people are on, review analytics, and post during those peak times.
Yes, yeah. Basically, if you're on during the peak times and stuff, then, if you're posting right before a bunch of like that, for example, that 3 p.m. school pickup, then hopefully your content will live for a bit longer if it captures that audience's attention, etc. And then lastly, we have one that's really boring but really true, which is posting consistently. So if you want to do well in the algorithm, you need to be in the algorithm.
Yeah, you can't get eyeballs on posts if you're not actually putting out posts.
Yeah, and the more consistently you do it, the more rewarded you get, because again, these social media platforms, their main drivers is they're trying to connect us all with each other, etc. PS, make money off us. But that's their main thing, right? And so when you're posting original quality content consistently, you're going to get super rewarded for that.
And so I guess this is kind of like a supplementary question we get asked when we do get asked, how do you get more eyeballs on posts? When you say just post regularly, is what is regularly, or how often should I be posting? So as long as you're doing it consistently, if you haven't been posting, you only jump on once a week or, once a fortnight and go, oh crap, I haven't posted for a month, then, set baby step goals. Twice a week, 3 times a week, as long as you're
100%.
Regularly there and can grow it, that's where it'll start.
My rule of thumb when I'm training is normally tell people to post at least twice a week. It might not necessarily get you into people's news feeds that much, but if anyone physically goes to your page, then it's never been more than a few days since a post, so it looks like your page is active at least.
Yeah.
And then basically once you get really good at posting twice a week, get into that habit of doing it consistently, up it to 3 times per week and keep an eye on your analytics. Up it to 4 times per week. And again, if you're seeing that each time you're posting more often, you're getting a big jump in reach and likes growth, then it's worth the time that you're spending doing 4 posts a week versus 2 posts a week.
Yeah.
If you find that your analytics aren't jumping up hugely between 3 posts and 4 posts a week, you might decide to just do 3 because it's easier for you to maintain and the results aren't enough at 4 for you to keep doing 4.
Yeah.
So that's where you can use your own analytics to kind of decide what does that consistent presence mean for you.
Awesome.
Because some places will post 4 or 5 times a day. You know what I mean? Consistent is different for different people.
Exactly. All right. Well, fantastic. Hope everyone got something out of our little soundbite today.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Marketing and Margaritas. Find more free marketing tips, tricks and laughs at rebelnation.com.au.